here. I'm late, but I'm here. It's 9:50. Let's go. All right. Um, mm. Say no more. What's up, Tayton? I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Uh, I guess NBA League Pass. Nope, that's not the right login. I'm selling. I'm selling so hard right now. Um, Here we go. Watch live. It's only a 9 point game. Here we go. Yeah. Trying to get my headphones to connect so I can see it. You said you think you've seen enough of Sexton? I gotta, I gotta check this out because you know there are the bright spots and there are the not so bright spots to every game, and we've definitely seen our fair share. Let me see. First quarter outscored by 10. Second quarter dead even. Let's see. Let's see. Biggest lead for Utah was 1 point. Biggest lead for Denver so far has been 14. Definitely not ideal. But, you know, we're gonna ride the wave. We're gonna ride the wave. Sorry, it's taking me a second to like get everything underway. It's a little bit difficult, if I do say so myself. But it's working itself out. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Denver challenge. I'm surprised. I think it was theirs. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. But in this sort of situation, also the team that they're playing against under the impression that regardless of the outcome of the call, they still believe that they're gonna close this game out, which is kinda disrespectful, but at the same time, you have to respect that they're sticking to their values on it. It's just irritating when you're a fan of the other team that's not expected to win the game. Hmm. Still don't like it. Dead even in second quarter though, so it's a lot more evenly killed, honestly. First quarter wasn't terrible. It definitely didn't look good. Um, but all things considered, playing against the defending champs, I think the biggest issue that a lot of people take with the Nuggets is the simple fact that while they did win the championship last year, most people don't want to admit that Jokic is the best player in the league at this current point in time. What happened, Tatum? Who else is in the chat right now? We got four others. Who's here with us? Walker has been cleaning up the glass. I do appreciate that. Now, you know, 7 rebounds. Lowry 10 and 6. THT 7 points. John Collins 4. Only one board though. To Isef. Yeah, guys, speak up. I feel super loud. Hey, I mean, somebody's gonna hop in here. I'm surprised Lee hasn't hopped in yet, and a couple of the others. Um, I'm sure they'll catch in a little bit, but yeah, it took me a minute. I had a lot of previous engagements going on before I was able to get the live up and running. That being said, um, somebody in the comment section of one of the most recent of my video that I dropped today about THT said that they wanted to see Ochai starting. And I do kind of agree with that. More so for the simple fact of the matter being that if Jordan Clarkson doesn't improve his shooting, it's not going to be like very productive going forward to run him over Ochai because Ochai obviously they both provide the shooting spark. But if Jordan Clarkson can't shoot inside the 3-point line, then he's not better than Ochai because he's not a better defender than him. Though he has been giving a lot better effort, which we can appreciate. You say you think driving to the basket and not kicking out is what's really hurting us. Keontae has looked amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely with you on that. Taking their time with this one. They are taking their time. Um, how deep into the bench have we gone? Oh, ideal. Keontae hit his. Jordan Clarkson is leading us with assists right now with 3. THT has no assists. Okay, cool. I mean, what more would you expect at a certain point? Let's see. What's the ref gonna say? Overturned, really? That's Kelly tried to sell it. He tried to sell it, but it's made when you're the greatest player on the planet and you make great plays, well, that was just a great play. But zero point 0.2 seconds is diabolical. Yeah, it was no shot. Maybe a nice little lob to the rim would have been a little better. Maybe just a little bit. But it's 0.2 seconds, so that's not even time to get it off. You need at least 0.3. All right. Jokic being able to initiate the offense and still have the ability to just move around on the court while he's on the floor is just different, bro. It's just different. Who's the other person in the chat with us right now? It's me, Tayton. We got one more in here with us. Kelly Olynyk, Jamal Murray, KPJ. KPJ has not hit his stride, so volleyball with 0.2. Remember that. Oh, I do remember that. Yes, sir. Who was it that hit that? Because it was a nice little. Yeah, I remember. I remember. The fact that it went in at all is actually crazy, though. Donate to your channel, what's the best way to do that? If you go under any of my videos, there's this one website I have on there that's, like buying a cup of coffee. You can definitely do that. Or if you just wanna subscribe to the Patreon, I have the link in my bio as well. Like, if you go channel to my channel page, like the details, I have both of those links there, just whichever one you prefer. Once I end up I'm actually like 500 watch hours away from people being able to donate as they want to, but the only thing with that is that YouTube will end up taking 30% of anything that somebody donates. So if somebody donates $5, I get like that was terrible math in my head, like 350 probably. But like out of $10, I get 7 of them. And then I split that down to tax. So it's just easier to do like the coffee way or the Patreon. Actually, I've been debating what I want to set the Patreon at because as I get more people in and more people want to support, I think I might set it at, let's see, 20 points in the paint in the first quarter is insane. Fucked. Work. That's just good work. Up 14 again. Yes, sir. I love the ability of John Collins to shoot threes from what you call it? Being able to shoot threes from not just the be out on the wing and hit that three ball is also going to do wonders for Kerr and him to play off of each other because the fit so far hasn't been great, but I think it'll get better as long. Actually, who was that? Was that things that the Jazz are gonna have to do? Uh, no, you'll be back. I trust you. Um, Same thing here. Irritating, lots of buffering. Actually, nervous. I'm hoping that doesn't continue though. Um, Let me see here. I closed out everything else I have running on here. I think 9 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. Those numbers don't even jump off the page, but they're just impressive nevertheless. Sounds good in here. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Um, I did change the live chats for the recording. So now when I actually end this live, they should automatically come up, but I'm not 1,000% sure. I think so though. I'm not mad at this 10-point game right here. This second quarter specifically. The first quarter was obviously a little bit uglier. Allowing 20 points inside the paint to the Denver Nuggets is definitely not something that you want to do, but I'm definitely more comfortable with this right here. Let's see. Keontae George being able to defend Murray right here is also very important. These are impactful minutes over the long time, over the longevity of just like the season, because in the playoffs, I don't think there was a point guard that played better than Jamal Murray. He played like he was the best point guard in the league, despite all the other great point guards that played in the series in the series across the association in last year's playoffs. If we can cut it to 8, I'd be happy. Yeah, for sure. If you can cut it in anywhere inside of double figures going into halftime, you feel comfortable. Because not yesterday, but the night before going against the Suns, it was just the game was out of hand as soon as you halftime, and it just kept going more and more downhill. And, it was nice for Fontecchio because he got to see a lot more minutes in the second half, but it's not something that you're really proud of. One thing that's kinda hilarious to me is that, Will Hardy kinda looks like Walker Kessler in the face. Like, maybe it's the head shape and the haircut. I think that's what it is more. That's a bad look. 12 on the game clock. 9, 8, 7. Good D, good D, good D. Stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. Ooh, that's a good stop. Stuck in traffic. How's the Jazz doing? Uh, Not terrific. Down 13 right now, but it's been worse. I actually asked Tate where you were, Lee, because I like, dang, he's not here yet. Instead of going 2 for 1, they go 2-0. Yeah, it's 58-45 is definitely not the way that we wanted to go into halftime, but I can respect it because it is the defending champs and their bench is expected to play up. I think something that a lot of people don't pay enough attention to for specifically the Nuggets is the fact that they made like their bench was not particularly good. Like, yeah, some people like Jeff Green, but Jeff Green was effectively an essentially a net negative when he was on the court, but he played minutes that allowed the starters to get rest. The other thing was the last 2 minutes was horrible. Yeah, Tate and I would agree. It's almost like they knew that I decided to cut my stream on almost. But it didn't start that way. You know, the first bit was better. Better than down 30, yes, for sure. Just the overall the rotations and the way that everybody's playing, shooting from the floor is just overall better. And we seem to be more in control, which is another important thing. What was I saying? Just keep it close and give a chance. Yeah, and the thing is, in a game like this, it's not even so much that you expect the Utah Jazz to win, or you think that there's a high probability that they do win the game. It's more so keeping it close enough to where other teams in the league are put on notice to where it's like, it's not going to be a cakewalk anytime you play us. Because if people think that it's going to be a cakewalk, they're going to step and walk all over you every single time, and they're not going to have any respect when they play you. The best thing you can do is always, what you said, Walker Kessler has air to end up taking, but as long as he's willing to take that shot, it kind of stretches the floor out because he's going to end up finding his groove and hitting some of them. And he might reach a point where, like mid-season, I don't think it's going to last the entire season where he shoots like, 36%. But if he can even shoot a respectable 33, 34%, people are going to have to honor that. And they're going to have to maybe not hedge over a screen, but they're not going to just sit there and let him camp in the corner because they're gonna open themselves to the opportunity that he does hit that three. And when you're fighting against the Utah Jazz team that has really nothing going for them, they have nothing to lose because nobody respects them. ESPN didn't even respect them enough to put them in the top 10 of the West. They're looking with they have a chip on their shoulder. Who do we play on Wednesday and Thursday? Is that the Grizzlies Timberwolves? Is that what that is, Tayton? Let me know. I don't have the schedule. It's just because I don't have the schedule pulled up in front of me. 58-45, huh? Let me look up these uh metrics. I gotta see what everybody's putting together. No John Morant, that's a game that you should win. Now, whether you do or not comes down to how well you execute. If we play the way we're playing right now against Jokic and them, if we take the same mentality and play against the Grizzlies, we win that game probably by 8-ish. I'd say 8 points. Because they don't have the ability to spread the wealth as well as Jokic does. Really, few teams in the NBA do. Like you could say the Lakers with LeBron James, but even Darvin Ham is like weirdly using LeBron this season. And I know he's cutting down on his minutes to prevent injury, but he just doesn't seem like LeBron's in the being put in the best position to be utilized, honestly. If you have him, yes, he's old, but you might as well just milk him for everything he's got because he's giving it to you. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, it's one of those situations where you don't know necessarily what to expect as certain I am the Utah Jazz going into that game against we have to steal. Like when we play them again later on in the season and they have Ja, that's a game and that's still definitely a winnable game. make sure your technique's right, make sure you're rotating well on defense, and just punish the teams that don't believe that you're capable of playing at that high level because you are. Let me see. This is something I've said all offseason, as you know, the 3 things we need to focus on is Keontae does, but it's also because we're not front loading a lot of the work that we need Keontae to eventually do. People say that the ball moves to shoot that 3. Now, sometimes it goes in, sometimes it misses, but him being willing to shoot that 3 makes him a viable threat from the outside and opens up his game to drive. And I believe last game there was a couple times where he drove and it didn't necessarily end well, but it's like just him rounding out his game progressively, and that's what you can hope for, especially this early into the year. Let me see here. Lowry obviously shooting. My video, I said he's shooting 46% from three. Depending on how he ends up being this game, hitting 46%. The other thing is right now when it's already ugly, so you can just get the ugly swept away. And when things start, when you end up putting yourself in a position where you're playing a team like the Magic, you're playing a team like the depleted Grizzlies, you're playing a team like the Charlotte Hornets, or the Pistons are a curious case. I need to actually do a little bit more of a deep dive into their metrics and just how they're looking because they're not actually as sorry of a team as I originally anticipated them being. But like even in a game like that, that's definitely a team that you would much rather play than the Nuggets or the Lakers or the Suns. And if you start finding that chemistry and hitting your stride then, and you play a team like that, and that just adds and you just keep snowballing it, eventually you're going to come back around later on in the season when you play the Suns again, when you play the Nuggets again, when you play these top 6 teams that are expected to be in the top 6 from both conferences, those games become that much more winnable because you played them before when you sucked. You figured out how they were going to expose your flaws. You fix those flaws. And now, even if you don't win the game the next time around, it's going to look like a genuine game. It's going to look like a genuine competition and not just a charity showcase where donations are being taken and bets are being placed. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. 10, you said honestly, after first few games, I wouldn't put us top 10 either because of our guards. That's the biggest issue. The front court, and I cannot understate this enough. I can yes, but he's a double-double machine. I think the metric was he only had now I don't know exactly how it's going to look for him going forward from here, but I think it's definitely going to be one of the more reliable things that you can count on. Now, let's see here. We also have let's see. The biggest thing is the guards aren't just okay. They're not just mid, they're like egregiously rough. And that's the biggest issue that we're running into right now. Because if they were just okay, you could kind of hide them behind the efficiency that Lowry's producing, or the fact that Olenek is becoming this immaculate playmaker that we needed him to be. But you can't hide him when your guards are going 1 for 7 and 3 of 13 from the field. Like that's not a hideable thing. Because effectively, that's if even in that example, that's 4 of 20 from the field. That's horrible. And that means there's 16 shots that you're probably not getting an offensive board on, or let's say you get 2 of them. That's 14 now that you're just not getting anything out of, and the other team's going back down, and they're probably getting a bucket on you because your guards also, let's just call a spade, we don't tend to have the best pairings of defensive guards on the court. Obviously, Chris Dunn is the go-to, and if we can have Ochai on the court at the same time, that's also the most preferable situation. But that's also not a guarantee. And Keontae is learning the ropes as well, and you're going to have to let him make those mistakes. But you also want to put yourself in a position to win meaningful games, and that's the most difficult part about it. Now you said uh I think all 3 times we play the Grizzlies are before they get Ja back. That would be crazy. Oh, we have to win those. We have to win those. We have to get I would say they might steal one, but I think we should definitely go 2 and 1 because that's too much of a blessing. That's too much of a blessing. You have to make them pay. You have to make Ja pay for his decisions. Now, obviously, he's already paying because he's not getting paid for these games, but, gotta make it count. Let's see. Stream having issues loading because of my mobile network. No, I'm catching only about 25%. It's not just you. I don't know if it's my laptop or because it might be me, but I closed out all the more consuming things that were running on my CPU. It's better now? Okay, cool, 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 cool. Um, let's see. What do you think about THT coming off the bench for Lowry? So the lineup would be Chris Dunn, Sexton or Clarkson, Keontae coming in for Chris Dunn, Sexton or Clarkson swap, then Lowry subbed out for THT. You said THT is big enough to play small forward for us, and that way we aren't forcing guards in the guard lineup that shouldn't be in the lineup. LOL. I think it's better to move THT down to the three. Yeah, yeah, I would definitely say that he needs him playing as not a point guard is going to do the good things for us. I don't want Ochai at the small forward spot. Could he run it potentially? Yes. Do I want him there? No. Do I want Clarkson at the small forward spot? No. So that leaves THT. And that also allows Lowry to get some much needed rest. And the fact that Lowry can score so efficiently and only, I want to say he's averaging like what, 31 minutes, 31.7 minutes a game, giving you 24 and a half points. That's good. That's not just good. That's great. On great efficiency, he now admittedly his playmaking is obviously not there. But aside from that, you can always rely on Lowry to put points on the board by himself, with the exception of the first game of the season. I want Sexton and THT gone today. And it pairs Lowry with a true point guard. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I'm trying to believe in Sexton so hard. It's hard. It's hard. I have his old jersey here. It came in the mail today, ironically enough. Um I don't usually shop on the NBA network, but it was let me see here. Yeah. Yeah. I like this Cavs jersey and it was only like 30 what? Like $38 cuz they like cut the cost in half, so I bought it. I need to get a Utah Jazz jersey next. I'm debating on if I want to go Lowry or if I want to go Keontae. Walker has to show me something to earn for me to buy his jersey. I'm believing in him, but I need to see more, honestly. You said THT off the roster more than THT off the bench. We should have kept Patrick Beverly. Keeping Patrick Beverly would actually be an interesting dynamic now that you mention it. I want Sexton, THT, and Clarkson gone today. Thanks for the memories and thanks for the picks coming back. That's crazy. I definitely understand the THT. Like THT, he's going to have to do something very impressive off the bench. Like he's going to have to just show efficiency. Like he's going to have to give me 3 for 5 every time he comes off the bench because I can't accept anything else out of him. He's done the most at this point. Let's see. Murray in the corner. Kessler getting dragged out of the way. That's just a good bucket. That's just a good bucket. Lowry was playing good defense. Jokic wanted a foul call. Let the boys play. Good no call by the refs. Um, they list him as a shooting guard. Sexton is a great shooting guard. Why are fans so down on him? He's playing out of position. Yeah, he's a very undersized shooting guard. That's the part that makes it difficult for Colin because he's the height of a point guard and really still on the short end of that spectrum, but he also isn't even a league average passer for a guard, which makes it problematic because on the nights where he's not scoring particularly well, people are probably going to still be hunting him in pick and roll actions and just taking advantage of him in one on ones. Because while he is going to be a tenacious defender, he doesn't have the longest wingspan in the world. And while he is quick twitch, he's not going to win every single play and every single possession of every single matchup. So people are going to hunt him out and people are going to take advantage of him. Combine that with the fact that he's turnover prone on a bad night where he's not shooting well, you have to bench him. He doesn't fit our team right now, Lee, and who knows if he's going to fit in the seasons to come. Yeah, it's the unfortunate truth. I want the thing is, if Colin Sexton shoots very efficiently from the field, you can find a spot for him on this team. I have no doubt in my mind because he's a borderline 40% three-point shooter in my head. He's at least 38%. You can use that the same way you can rely on Lowry to be extremely efficient and give you 24 a game. You can find a space for a score, but the thing is, Colin has to be efficient all the time, and that's the issue. He hasn't been, which makes him almost non-playable at all for this particular team, of course. Which is why I said I want to see him start a game because I want him to have the opportunity to prove he's complete garbage before I call him that. Whereas if we just keep him having playing, 18 to 24 minutes off the bench, playing and getting spot minutes sporadically here and there, there's no real opportunity for him to force his hand almost, if that makes sense. Let's see. Tayton said, I agree with Eric, except Clarkson. I would love to keep him, but as a six man, he won the award for a reason. Yeah, Clarkson off the bench, when he's having a good night, like that first night of the season when went 8 for 16, admittedly, a lot of them came in like not necessarily garbage time, but when the game was already out of hand, like I can live with that. And that defense he played on Kawhi was stellar. It didn't even occur to me because I saw him hit the shot. I didn't even pay attention to the fact that he was the one that got the stop on defense. That was even the more crazy part. Um, Taylor just liked one of the posts from tonight. Taylor who? What's your take on Kessler in this game so far? I like the way he's cleaning up the glass. He seems to be more comfortable being on the court. Now, obviously, the scoring's not there yet, and that's a little bit concerning. But overall, I don't hate what I'm seeing out of him. He seems to be a little bit more attentive. He should have honestly grabbed that board off the rim, but Collins has been eating. Collins just seems like he wants it. Starting in the second quarter, like midway through the second quarter, when he rattled off 9 straight for the team, like he just looks like he wants it. There we go. A nice little lob to Kessler. That two-man game between Lowry and Kessler, if Lowry can become a proficient playmaker, not even good, if he can just be okay, that two-man game would be actually kind of hilarious to watch. Like seeing two big screen for each other like that because they're both 7 footers. But he's just athletic and quick enough to play the small forward spot. Taylor Hendricks. Wait, is he not on the bench right now? So he liked one of the posts from tonight. Wait, what you mean he liked one of mine? Oh, okay. I was about to say, wait, what? Um, True, but a person can learn to slow down, and if Sexton slows down, he'll be amazing. Yes, he's like lightning in a bottle, but the bottle cap is lost. You just need to tighten it a little bit. Always be high on Sexton when he's used right. He's amazing. Yes, I love him. Can THT quit doing that stupid fade? He hit it one time last game. He did hit it. That was one of his few field goals that he made. Um, Heck, maybe Hardy just needs to figure out the rotation. It's going to be interesting for sure, and see how the team makes trades this year. We'd have so many small ball rotations with our roster. True, they just have to be able to defend and shoot well when they're on the court together. He liked one of the Jazz posts from Insta from tonight's game. Oh, that's wild. Okay, going back to the living room. I'll catch you later. Appreciate it, man. Kessler has been great. Last season, he was amazing. I honestly thought he would get Rookie of the Year. He set so many records last year. Yeah, first team All Rookie guy. He's been effective. Yeah, against Horton Tucker's that's a mismatch. Good D. Good good freaking D, bro. Get airborne. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, yeah, if we can catch him sleeping, let's catch him sleeping right now. Wake him up. Wake him up. You said with the SLC stars. Okay. No, we're in a weird spot with such a young coach and so many different players on this roster. Yeah, I think that also makes it a little bit interesting though. Like it makes it fun in a way almost. To me at least. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Hendricks, Bryce, Micah, Josh, all with stars. Okay, yeah, yeah. I was wondering what happened to Josh Christopher because I saw him get a DNP recently, and that makes sense now. Okay, to my living room. Okay, Daniel. If Kessler played for the West Coast or East Coast team, he would have won the Rookie of the Year. Who won Rookie of the Year last year? I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember. Regardless, whatever the case may have been, he was second in voting, wasn't he? I think he was second in voting. Oh, Banchero. Paolo's a very interesting character. I don't know how I feel about him entirely. He has bright moments, and, like, obviously, at the beginning of this season, just a few games in, he looks like the better player between the 2 of them, but Walker Kessler at his best, I just think that he can do more. I think his skill set will be more conducive to the long-term success of his team than Paolo's. Let me see. You said, "Yeah, he hit the fade 1 of 15, 1 for 15. It feels like last year too." Daniel, the chat keeps getting going. Hey, Daniel got stuff to do, man. He's a busy man. Businessman with a plan. Let's see. The last 3 minutes has been good. Yes, it definitely has. The like the commentator said, the Nuggets have definitely come out flat, and I love that. I appreciate that because it lets us take advantage of it. We just can't come out flat with them, and we're punching them in the mouth right now. Obviously, leading that timeout. Love Coach Hardy. I give him full credit for us not being 30th in the league last year, for sure, for sure. Very underrated coach. Very underrated coach. When I get home, I'll message you about the availability of our collab. Gonna put my phone down and focus on driving. Traffic is easing up a bit. Yes, sir. Please drive safe, get home safe, and let me know because I'm definitely down to collab. Will you of all people? For sure, Lee. For sure. I also gotta find a way to collab with Dink. I don't think he's in the chat with us right now, but I love his short form content. Um Homie shoots below 30% from 3 on a high volume and wins the award. Yeah, low key, low key, that was hilarious. Who got second then? Oh, Jalen Williams. I'm not mad at that, actually. I'm not mad at that. I think it's more so also because, like, the first half of the season, Walker Kessler was playing less than 30 minutes a night. Like, he was playing, like, 18, 22 minutes, not getting starts, and then later on, he developed into what he is. I can't watch the game, but the stream and chat are better. Oh, Eric, you don't got it? Well, I mean, we're gonna try and keep you, but we're gonna try and keep you updated and as close to it as possible. Then, man. Feels like I'm at the game. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Before I put my phone down, everybody remember to like and subscribe. You already know, Lee. Shout out to you. Lee is a day one A1 supporter. There's one guy. I'm gonna tell you what his user is right now. Stephen Curry 6868. He was an OG for the channel, and I actually have his thing as my phone background. I doubt you guys can see it, but like that's a thread. And he said, let me see, keep uploading and I'll keep watching. And this was like months ago. And ever since then, I really haven't seen him in too many comment sections, but I miss him. I miss him, bro. Stephen Curry 6868. I don't even know what your actual name is, bro, but I miss you. I miss you, gang. You gotta come back. Let me know what you're doing. Uh Got ourselves a game in. You're darn right. 48-minute stats in 20 minutes. Yes, sir. My girlfriend's a Lakers fan, but she's a ride or die and follows all the jazz channels I follow, like, and subscribe to. That's real love. That's real love. I actually do have a surprise. Like every now and then I see like a lady will subscribe to my channel. And I'm like, dang, that really means something. Cause it's like most girls in general don't watch sports nearly as much as guys, which is why the WNBA is just not profitable and why it siphons most of their funds to operate. They're just a subsidiary of the NBA. They're a charity case to a certain extent. But like if girls just even pretended to care about sports as much as they claim to, like the WNBA would definitely be profitable. Or if the girls could dunk, I'd watch if they could dunk. and hit layups. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. Um, that being said, let's see, so many lobs to Kessler. I love it. Just getting anything that can get Kessler active without him having to dribble too much is always going to be a good thing. Like it's sexy. It's sexy. It's so easy just watching 7 footer to 7 footer lob, forward to big lob. I love it. He doesn't have to put the ball down at all. He just gets airborne, dunks it, and now since he is being a little bit more willing to shoot a three, you know what I'm saying? Get the ball off. Is my Did my stream stop? Is it still on somebody let me know, is this still on commercial mode? Because for me, my thing is on commercial right now. I watched 3 minutes of the WNBA finals, and I couldn't do it. You and me both. Honestly, oh, man, what's wrong with my thing? Just put on the biggest hypocrite with the WNBA and NWSL. I just put on San Diego Wave game in the background to see Alex Morgan. Eric, you're a fool, dog. Why is my thing not loading though? Am I gonna have to close this out and start again? I'm gonna try and run it again. Can I just watch the game? Like that would be fantastic, actually. Just being able to watch basketball. We're getting so many easy buckets. Yep. When you share the wealth, things in life become a lot easier. And we're seeing that right now. Like that's what you want. And the deficit is obviously like 8 right now, but it can close a little bit more before before the fourth quarter starts. Here we go. I'm back in it. John Collins with 13 and 6. Lowry with 18 and 9. I think I had Lowry in my parlay, low key. I'm not much of I like gambling, which is why I don't do sports betting. But I did a little bit of one tonight. I did break my sobriety of it. That being said, Walker Kessler 15 and 11. Pete's sake, Walker. That's what I want to see. 7 for 8 from the field. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go, bro. Let's freaking go. Jordan Clarkson, not necessarily being, the ideal guy, 2 points, 2 rebounds, but he does have 6 assists. Willing passer. He is 1 of 6 from the field. Dear God. THT is 3 of 7. I can live with that for now. He has 4 assists. Let's see how the 3-point shooting is looking. Lowry's already 4 for 9 from the 3-point line. THT is 1 for 1. Clarkson's 0 of 2. Collins is 1 of 2. His came on the wing. The only thing is, Taylor Tucker actually has 0 turnovers right now to his 4 assists, and Clarkson has 5 to his 6. So that's not ideal, but it's okay. It is okay. Kelly has 3 points, 3 boards. Colin still hasn't played beyond the original 6 minutes from the beginning of my stream. Keontae still has his 3 points and 1 assist. Ochai 2 boards and a assist. Chris Dunn 2 points and assist. 2 boards and assist. They both played 7 and 6 minutes, so not much going on there. Ochai's 0-4 though. I did not realize he got up 4 shots. Nasty. How many points at the rim have we had this quarter? A lot. Most definitely. Yes, Keontae's assist was tough. That was definitely tough. Quality over quantity, as I always say. And he only took 1 3 and he hit it. So can I take it? I love it. Olynyk is 0 of 1 from the field. Colin is 0 of 2. Keontae is 1 of 2. Ochai is 0 of 4. Chris Dunn is 0 of 2. Not great. Lowry is 7 of 17. John Collins is 7 of 14. That's a lot better. Walker is obviously 7 of 8, which is immaculate. THT is 3 of 7, which is bearable because coming from the past few games, he played god awful from a shooting standpoint. And then Clarkson is having another, virtuoso performance of 1 of 6. You said, Lowry only 6-16 just went down 10. I'll take that. Oops, 7 of 17. Ocho has been shooting the ball. She has been shooting bad since the summer league. I did notice it, but it kind of went underneath my radar because I thought that he was going to eventually progress, and work his way out of it. I was on the shipping Olenek out train last season, but he started good this year, right? Most definitely, most definitely. He's made himself almost a need because Lowry obviously is not a playmaker by any stretch of the imagination, which has forced us to put so much pressure on the guards to find somebody that can play make. But then Olenek was like, "Hey, you know, I do a little something something on the side. Got a little something in my bag you might want." And he just started pulling it out. So we'll definitely take it, and it makes him more valuable to the team because I think he averages like 3.3 assists a game, but they're meaningful assists. And even the ones that he doesn't have, he makes those go ahead passes. Hated Olenek during the preseason last year, but since the game, like, man, he's just he works his way into your heart. I'll say that because he's definitely worked his way into mine. It took him a minute. Shot like 70% from three through the first 10 games. Definitely believe it. Lowry, 20 points, 10 boards. It's good. What is your frustration, sir? I love it. But the issue again is the guards. Taylor Horton Tucker, 7 points. Clarkson, 2 points. This is an interesting lineup we have out here. Kelly, Collins, Clarkson, Sexton, George. How do you feel about that five? Let me know. He seems to like it in Utah too, so definitely keep him best season. Yeah, if you can sign him back and it doesn't take you massive money, they have a lot of money to spend, but don't spend time like overspending right now on miniature pieces that aren't going to be all for your future. I would love to see him back again. Arguably the best front court and hands down the worst backcourt. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's gonna be a tough game. All right, let's see here. What do we have? Travel. Yeah, Loki. Yeah. Need a nice defensive stand here. Aaron Gordon's one of the best screeners in the league, and just as I say that, he makes me pay. Um, oh no, that was Najee. Oh wow, okay, never mind, never mind. But still a great finish. Nevertheless, I'm pissed, but got to respect game. We just lost all our momentum. Yes, we did. We definitely did. That sounds like the five that my ex girlfriend cheated on me with. Yo, Eric. I just read that. I'm weak. I thought we were going to count like we were gonna cut it to like five before the fourth quarter. That's the way it was looking. It's not over, but that's what great coaches do and great teams do. They bounce back from adversity. They called a timeout. They reset themselves, calmed themselves down, and gave that effort. Collins seems to be playing well. I've never watched him before the season. Should we expect his game to improve over the season? Okay, so the thing about John Collins is this is the most wide open we're ever going to see his game. Because when he was with the Atlanta Hawks, there was a point where they really utilized him, like in pick and rolls, runs to the rim, let him operate a little bit on his own, and then gave him the green light to shoot threes. But then they eventually relegated him to being a corner three point shooter, which was okay. It didn't maximize his skill set, obviously, because he's athletic and he can do a heck of a lot more things. But it allowed them to space the floor a little bit better, and he did his role up until he ended up injuring his hand, and then that kind of tapered off, which is why we got him for a bag of corn chips and a mothball, which I love, chef's kiss, because it makes life that much easier. Colin Sexton makes his shot. Got to get a bucket. Got to stop the bleeding. Yeah, got to stop the bleeding. Please cut to 10. I'm hoping we do. We're right here. What are we looking at? Good. Okay. Um, I can live with it. I can live with it. 11. We can live with it. We can live with it. I wish it was a little bit better, but they stopped the bleeding and out hustled them for that bucket at the end right there. Defense is usually ahead of the offense during the first part of the season, especially with a young team like ours. Jazz will be fine when they establish that chemistry. It's a good quarter. Yes, that was definitely the best quarter of the game. Not even just from a scoring standpoint, but just everything that we did looked intentional. It looked like we were really putting things together up until like the run got stopped. But basketball is a game of runs. So you're gonna have one, your opponent's gonna have one. You have to stop it in order to get yours going again. It's a back and forth battle. But I'm not mad at it at all. First half might have been too bad for it to matter. Good point. Good point. Specifically the first quarter though. The second quarter was almost dead even if memory serves me correct. But like, yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure. Let me see. Oh, there's only three of us in here. I'm happy with that though. Cause I know when the game stops, we're gonna catch a little bit more traction. Hoping Dunk can cause some damage in the fourth. Most definitely. Need something out of him. Need something. He's been too quiet. And I talk too much about him being good and his contract being guaranteed for him not to like actually get some burn and be effective in those minutes. Plus, I would say Chris Dunn is like the closer. Like Jordan Clarkson obviously showed himself to be a proper closer in one game, but Chris Dunn to me as a point guard is the closer because he's going to get you into your sets. He might not always hit the shot himself, but he's going to make the right pass, make the right play. 80 to 69 going into the fourth. The defense is a lot better, obviously, we didn't give up 110 points going into the fourth or whatever the case may have been, I think, like 107 or whatever. It's just better. Jordan Clarkson, Dunn should be closing guards. Yes, I wanna see that pair together, at least until, Keontae George is ready. We have to try pair Lowry with another star, man. He needs a 1B. Yeah, he does. I was hoping that one of the guards would turn into it, and the hope is that obviously Keontae has the potential of going into that person. Even if Chris Dunn can temporarily like fit that role, that would be very contemptible to me personally. And really just comes from how far and how hard they're willing to play from that part onward. You said you want Tyus Jones. Yeah, we talked about Tyus Jones, we talked about Lonzo Ball, we talked about somebody else we talked about too. Just somebody that would fit the mold of what this team desperately needs. Keontae George got lost on that defensive possession. Low key. Low key. Tyrese Jones. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, my brain fart. Inside of 10 points. Losing by single digits to this Nuggets team is an accomplishment. Going down to the wire with them is obviously more of an accomplishment, and beating them is the highest accomplishment. But I don't know how realistic it is that we end up managing to put that all together, particularly coming into this quarter being down by double figures. Miss. There we go. Ah, I don't know. I would give OKC whatever they want for SGA. He would be perfect. Man, stop it, Eric. Shea Gilgis Alexander. A lot of people would give anything to have him, honestly. Um, we're not going to be that lucky, unfortunately, which I respect because, like OKC, it's his team. There's no questions about it, no ifs, ands, or buts. That's where he calls home, rightfully so. Christian Brown wide open on off a missed rotation. That's a three. Not very hard. Got to make him work a little bit more than that, guys. Too slow getting into this offensive set right here. Show me something, Keontae. Oh, that's bad. Never mind. Colin Sexton bailed him out. Him leaving his feet going out of bounds because he got bumped too hard. Definitely not what I wanted to see, but Sexton paid him back for his first points in the game, I believe. Well, close. His second make of the game. A nice three. Colin Sexton said he's not done yet. He asked if he could have this dance. Keeping it inside. Keeping it inside. Down five. Can I hold out hope or should I reserve it? I think I'm going to reserve it. As much as I would love, you know, to feel excited about it, we got basketball's a game of runs, and we got to make sure we close this one out, or just don't get completely obliterated. We're in a good position. Keep up until we're down 10 again, and then honestly, it shows me hope for the Grizzlies, if nothing else. Yeah, like I said, how we play in this game. Now we've had the heavy roller coaster ride, but ideally, if you play close to this game, you absolutely wash the Grizzlies because the Grizzlies are not cut like, the opposing team. 11-5 Utah run to start the fourth quarter. I like that. I like that a lot. Also, Jokic wasn't on the court, so that probably contributed to the lack of offense that they were unable to generate. Jokic makes some of the most wild buckets because he should not be able to do what he does, yet he does it so well. You just have to respect him for it. 7. Yeah. Yeah, following the game on the ESPN lap and listening to the stream. Hey, that's the best way to go about it. If you don't got the game, man, we gonna keep you in. We gonna keep you in. We gonna keep you locked in. That's not good. 4 in a row for the good guys is crazy. What am I listening to a wrong broadcast? Why would I want to hear the Nuggets broadcast? This whole time I've been listening to the Nuggets broadcast and been like, oh, this is weird. All right. All right. Nice little closer. Okay. There's Eric Gordon. Seriously, fast back to 9. Yeah, for sure. We just got to keep it inside of 10. If you keep it inside of 10, I'm happy no matter where the game goes. That's a bad shot. You don't want to take that three. Don't bail them out with a long three. For what reason? This is a bad shot selection. But, somehow we saw this coming. We saw this coming. I like the Nuggets, but the Nuggets announcers piss me off so much. Yes. It's okay though. It's okay though. We'll win anyways. Cause we're like that, man. We're like that. 11 points is crazy though. As soon as Jokic comes in, punches in the mouth. Yeah, that's the difference between, the best player in the world being on your team and coming in the game versus the guy replacing the best player in the world. It's not the same, unfortunately. Last year, I could not watch any of the Nuggets broadcasts. I believe it. I believe it too. I'm trying to ignore it now because I actively understand they're speaking to inflame me right now. Makes sense. He's a finals MVP for a reason. Bingo. I put it on mute every time to watch the game, but they complain every possession it doesn't go their way. Yeah, yeah. I guess some people would consider those to be W commentators if you are a Nuggets fan. If you're not a Nuggets fan, you absolutely can't stand them. That being said, 7 minutes left in this one. I'm not mad with how things are going. This has actually been an entertaining game. Now, obviously, the Clippers game was the most entertaining, but this is I like this. I could see this type of game on a nightly basis. Like this would not be something that would piss me off. Even if we were to lose quite a few of these games, this is something where it's like there's a lot of building points, but there was also a lot of things done right over the course of the game. It was entertaining when it was 5-point game. Yeah, when we cut it to five, it was definitely more entertaining. The Jazz always win games. They shouldn't. If we win, I wouldn't be shocked. But the reason I learned never bet. Yeah, Jazz one game, one way or another, for sure. I like the stream because you played basketball growing up as someone who didn't play, but a Jazz fan, the inside of family reason. Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. That was a dumb shot. I don't care if he made it. Yeah, yeah. I think another thing is like despite being somebody that grew up playing basketball, I don't view it as being a necessity as to like the only way you know what you're talking about basketball is if you played the game before or if you played it at an extremely high level. That's the only reason you can have something to say because everybody's opinions have some level of merit to them. And I think a lot of people get caught up in the fact that of the numbers or the well, what did you do in your career kind of thing. And it's like, well, yeah, those things are warranted and those things are of a little bit of concern, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that important. He grabbed the net. He grabbed the net enough, I guess. Colin Sexton, 10 points in the fourth quarter. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good ball movement. I hate that for us. Can't stand that. Jokic can't get an easy entry pass like that. Sidebar. That's why getting set in transition defense is so important. No, man, not everyone's opinion has merit. Everybody, this is my thing. You can disagree with whatever you want to. You don't have to believe in anything that anybody else believes in. But you should always want to understand where somebody's coming from. Even if you don't agree, you should always want to understand where they're coming from. Because I liken it to like, if I am not somebody that, robs houses, but I know somebody that robs houses, I would not be afraid or concerned with asking them why they do it, what the motivation is, just the ins and outs of it. Because I know I don't want to be in a situation where somebody like them shows up to my house. I don't agree with robbing houses, but me knowing how to rob me understanding why they rob houses and how they do it is gonna stop me is going to save me from later, altercations or situations where that I don't wanna be in. Let's see. Clarkson needs to turn on the flame. Yeah, Clarkson is making it a little bit difficult. Um, Everyone sees everything differently. Different opinions helps you grow both as a business and personally. You don't have to play to know the game. True, true, true. But I won't lie. When I watch basketball, part of me gets really down. I wonder what I could have done if I didn't destroy the cartilage of my knee. Oh, Lee. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of us end up having similar stories to that, or some sort of injury, or something that just like it could be something as simple as like a coach that destroyed your love for the game, and you start like feeling it again later on, but it's too late and it's behind you. Facts, knowing what you don't know is important, bro. Yep. Benefit of the doubt. Give everybody grace. I hate to say it, but I don't know how much closer we're going to be able to get this one. Um, I would love for us to hit a couple threes. Collins seems to be the hot hand. Um, if he's capable of doing something real quick, I'd love to see. Oh, THT got it to go. Wow, good job, THT. Let the what is it? Let the love be as loud as the disrespect. I talk a lot of trash about THT, so that's a bad rotation. You can't let him knife through like that off a pin down. That's not no. We can't do that. Can't You can't let that happen. All right, we got a miss. Good job getting back on defense. Find a man. Find a man. Find a man. This is a bad matchup right here. Oh, he missed. Good defense then. Never mind. All right, 90 to 100. THT is getting a little bit of something going. I can respect it. 100 to 90 with 3:35 left. If we can keep them under 110, right? See them 10 points over the next 3.5 minutes. We can score more than 10. I'll call it a good game. Come on. Nice, nice. Good action, Walker. 3 minutes left in this one right here. 7 points. I like it. I like the way it looks. Good D, THT. Good D, boy. All right. Make it count. Make it count. Make it count. Why would he take that? Never mind. He hit the three. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna I'm gonna stop talking. He hit it. Come on. Come on. Good defense. Good job, Lowry. Good job. Double double machine. Double double demon. More boys than Walker Kessler, boy. I love it. Let's not get too hyped, but let's get a little bit excited. Come on. Challenge even if we lose. Yeah. What do we got going on here? Nice rotation to the rim. Easy work. Hmm. Oh well. That's rough. It's okay though. It's called all too often in high school and college, but virtually never in the NBA. Yeah. Yeah. My wife subbed after the Clippers game, by the way. W Wifely. W wife. Tell her I said thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Miss Christensen. Thank you very much. It's a little tight here at the end. Going starting lineup for starting lineup right here though. Why? Thank you, ma'am. Why do we use so much clock? That is a very curious question that I'm not 100% sure of in that short situation. Um, I guess the conclusion that we're going with is that because it is not an extremely winnable game, we'd much rather not waste our energy trying to force ourselves with this one and just take kind of a what we can get with experience kind of thing. I could be wrong though. Wouldn't have made a difference. By the way, Nuggets are like 103 and 10 at home over the past 2 years. Dang. I believe it. I believe it. If not just for the air, also because they're a good team. Let's see. Last likely last possession, maybe 2 more. What the heck? Lowry. Mm, last year 34 and 7. I believe it. Yes, sir. Love having I love expanding the family on the channel, man. Especially with the game, especially the way the game's about to finish up. I realize that I'm really the only like I'm pretty sure I'm the only streamer period that goes for more than like 20 minutes talking about a game with everybody in the comments. Like I just feel like it would be a little bit more interesting if everybody got to chat it up just a little bit. Now I know, as as I was informed earlier, not everybody's opinion matters, but it's nice to see some different ones every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Down 8 with 11.3 seconds to go. She doesn't like the Jazz at all, but she supports. That's real. That's beyond real. That's beyond real. Let me correct myself. Excuse me. Excuse the heck out of me. Because you're the best streamer. Better than Hoops Nerd. Hey, shout out Hoops Nerd though, man. Like he's what I am not. Obviously I have hair, he's bald. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. He has glasses. I don't. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. He obviously has 10K subscribers and I'm still fighting to get to 1,000. That's the that's the biggest difference between the two of us. Alongside the fact that he has like videos and graphics inside of his, whereas mine is just like more bare bones, just chopping up with the guys kind of thing. Which I respect and appreciate his content while I don't agree with every take that he makes. And sometimes he says stuff where I'm just like, why do you feel this way? But for the most part, I have a great respect for his ability to be effective and just do the job. 110, 102. John Collins, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Lowry, 27 and 14 to go along with 5 assists. Great job there. Walker Kessler, 22 points, 13 rebounds. THT, 16, 3 and 8. And Jordan Clarkson, 4, 3 and 6. What do you say? Hoops Nerd is cool too, just way different and not my cup of tea. I respect that. I respect that. My opinion is everybody's opinion matters unless my opinion is the one that doesn't matter. He screams and yells too much. Yeah, he definitely has a lot of energy about himself. Hard to find Jazz content. We're a good fan base, I think. I like James, but he's been on YouTube for like 6 years and has only grown like 1K subs every 2 years. And the first 3 years for the first 3 years, and there's a reason for it. Oh, what is the reason? If you don't mind me asking, Lee. Um, but aside from that, let me see here. I'm not mad at what I saw. He has some takes I just shake my head at. Yeah, he definitely does. I'll never forget one time he was talking about Keontae George, and obviously I to that time point I made like 2 videos about him previously, but he made one and he said that Keontae George on the court made Chris Dunn a better player. And I so strongly feel the other way. I was just like, goodness gracious. I didn't turn the video off. I watched it all the way through because I was like, let me make sure I'm on the same page. I understand everything that he's saying, even though I don't agree with it. And I never did end up agreeing with it. I still don't agree with it. I think it's the other way around. I think Chris Dunn elevates Keontae George's development and makes him a lot more of a offensive threat and a lot more defensively potent. Somebody that's not going to be absolutely getting bullied on the defense side of the ball just because he's a rookie, regardless of who he gets switched on in the defensive scheme. Let's see here. He complains too much at losses and like blames refs and stuff. It's annoying. Yeah, I could see how that would be annoying. I just take it what it is. My thing is I have the level of self-awareness where like anything I do is my fault. Anything that happens to me is my fault. Anything that it doesn't go the way that it's supposed to is somehow loosely related to something that I did. So I don't really like blaming the refs. Now, if the refs make a bad call, I'll address that one bad call and then be like, but at the end of the day, the team, when it came to the team shooting 3 pointers, when it came to the team screening, they weren't setting screens. When it came to the team getting offensive rebounds, they got killed on the offensive glass. Whatever the case may be, there's a fact of the situation and you need to address the facts of the situation. Nothing more, nothing less. Um, the main reason is his takes. I believe it. I know some people end up taking like outlandish takes just so that they can get pushed like out into the mainstream media, which I don't necessarily agree with because I at the end of the day, if I never end up seeing 100,000 subs, if I never see a million subs, if I can see 10,000 people that consistently every day watch my videos, I can live off of YouTube. That would be enough. I wouldn't need anything like absolutely insane. I just need guys that'll sit around, relax, let's chop it up. At some point I want to be able to get like Discord to work so that I can, you know, involve people's voices in the chat instead of just having the chat on screen, by the way. But just making things happen. You said what was that? I'm sorry, I'm a little behind. I need to pick up my pace. You said enjoyed the game with you tonight, Wraith. Hope you stream again soon. Take care. I appreciate it, Mac. Appreciate it, man. We're just gonna stay here, clean up some loose ends, see who else pops in the chat. I'll probably give it another hour. It's currently basically 11:30. We're over here on the East Coast, so it's probably like what 9:30, 8:30 out that way, depending on how far west you are. But outside of that, I feel pretty comfortable with where things are, with how the game went, and I'm not mad at all by how they played. Now, the first quarter was obviously the roughest part of the game, but the second quarter they really cleaned things up, and in the second half there were very few issues that they came across, regardless of the situation. Let's see. And he tells and screams when he thinks he's right. Okay, I get it. I get what kind of player, what kind of person you're saying he is. Um, I like the Monty show too, and see more. Yo. And see more old faces, but the show changed a bit and doesn't focus on the jazz like they used to. Still listen, but I think we found our new jazz channel, Ray. Appreciate it. I do try. Would like to be a 25-point blowout, and he blames the refs. That's diabolical. I can't stand, like, even back when I used to play AAU, I could not stand when we would lose by double figures. And it's like the refs weren't giving us our calls. That's why we lost. They were giving them the calls, but weren't giving us the calls. It's like, bro, we didn't finish through contact. They did, and they got and ones. We needed to be better. We needed to be more physical. We weren't ready for the level of physicality, and that's why they won. End of story. open shut case, you know what I'm saying? Let me see here. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Last time I pointed out, uh-oh, we got some interesting ones in here. Let me see something. Um, 25 blows for us. I'm not surprised about that game. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Zachary. I am Zachary. Is that your first time commenting in the stream? Shout out to you, man. I'm glad to have you here. If that is, if that's not the first time, and I'm just being slow, I apologize. Um, I'm trying to remember everybody's names, especially because I don't have like 1,000 people in the chat like, just watching the stream. I think the last time the stream actually got, like, 250, 260-ish views total. So I'm trying to remember everybody that decides to share their thoughts in there and just have a genuine, like, connection with y'all. That being said, the game did surprise me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, Zachary, because coming off of that Suns game, I consider the Nuggets to be a better team than the Suns. I The Suns showed me something that I wasn't expecting before. But this game against the Nuggets was just an eye opener because it showed that we can play with anybody. We are capable of playing very well together. And Walker Kessler finally had a good game, which I think is also very important to the fact that we were able to get things close. THT turned up late, Colin Sexton turned up late, but if they started early, then this is a you might be talking about a different game, honestly. And that's why the experience and the chemistry just are so important to it. Let's see. Thor Ambionesis. Let's go. First post game show I've caught live. Shout out, man. Appreciate you being here. What's your actual name? Or do you want to be called Thor? I'll call you Thor if you want me to. Just let me know. Eric says that we did cover the spread. High key. Lee said last time I pointed out to Hoops Nerd that the calls even out over the course of the game. He said I was crazy. Well, that's how some people are, man. Let's see. Tate, you said that's how it should be. I'll occasionally be like, "Oh, there's one bad call." Like for example, the Jokic charge today, but I'm sure there was bad calls the other way too. So I won't say it cost us the game. Exactly, exactly. The thing is, there's so many offensive possessions, there's so many defensive possessions in a basketball game across the entirety of a night of 48 minutes of basketball. So to sit there and say that, six referee calls or one critical block or somebody stepping out of bounds and not being called for being out of bounds is the reason why the game was lost. It's like, no, there a lot of things had to happen in the game in order to lead us up to this point. So if all those things didn't happen beforehand, there's no possibility that this occurs right here, which would have led ultimately to us winning the game or losing the game, whatever the case may be. I don't think a lot of people give that as much thought as they should probably. Need to figure things out, but the front court of Lowry, Walker, Collins, Olynyk is so dynamic. I kid you not, bro. This is who I thought the front court was going to be starting out the regular season. Now, obviously, Olynyk came out doing Olynyk things. Collins was solid the entire time. Lowry was solid the entire time, and Walker came out flat. And I think I was more concerned about Walker coming out flat than anything because I really had high expectations for him, just in general. That being said, this game is what they're truly capable of. And Olynyk really didn't even have to do all that much. He had 3 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. So he was solid on defense. He was passing the ball a lot, and he gave them a couple of rebounds here and there. Just an extra body to have inside the paint, you know what I'm saying? You said ain't complain about it. Yeah, he does. Oh, did I just miss? I'm missing a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with everybody's stuff because I low key got behind because I was busy running a tangent. I bet you there's 10,000 Jazz fans that would watch, like, subscribe, and comment. Yep, and I'm gonna find all 10,000 of them. What I look at when the channel is growing is how many subs per day. Yeah, mine is growing like crazy. I did have like previous to today, I think it was yesterday and the day before. I actually only ended up grabbing one sub both days. Actually, the one day I lost a sub then gain 2 subs. And when I lose a sub, I get sad because it's like, "Dang, bro, you went out of your way to subscribe to me. Like, what did I do?" I post the same type of content, but then I think about it and it's kinda like, it might be the case of like a Charlotte Hornets fan or a Wizards fan, somebody that followed from one of the videos that I did a while ago or recently, but I just don't focus my channel towards those, you know, that brand of basketball, that particular team, and those fans of that team, just because there's not enough of them that follow my content. If I post a video about, I did one, what did I say? The It's a Pool Party with Jordan Poole and the Washington Wizards. If I post that video and the click-through rate is 3% and I get like 10K impressions, yeah, I might end up with like 300 views, 400 views, but at the end of the day, it ultimately wasn't that important because I didn't get much value out of it. So, it's a curious game to play. I wanna say I gained 10 subscribers today though. If I am still at 63, 563, I'm trying to get to 600 low key by the end of this. Well, it is the 30th, so I have one more day. So it's not gonna happen. I'm not getting 600 before the end of this day, but I'm gonna try. I have a Jordan Clarkson video dropping later on today, and then hopefully this stream brings in a couple more subscribers. If you're in the stream right now and you haven't subscribed and you find me even mildly entertaining, or you just like the sound of my voice, go ahead and subscribe, man. I appreciate it. And then tell me you subscribe too, so I can say thank you to you specifically. Um, let me see. Outside of that, what are we looking at? Today was oh, there you are, finished view. Is this you must have not been in during the actual live of the game. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Um, I appreciate you just popping out now. I'm gonna take my earbud out. Let me see. What'd you say finish for? You said today was okay game for Jazz. They played against the best team in the whole NBA. Not a bad effort. They did compete today. I would say they more than competed today. They showed that they actually deserve. They not only did they want to be on the court, they showed why they deserve to be on the court. Against the Suns, I didn't see that same level of intensity, and a lot of the bench unit was in. So you just saw guys that either played a lot of minutes on their previous team or just guys that really wanted to prove that they deserve to not get the label of being carried to the finals by, KD, Beal, and Booker, which remains to be seen. I don't think that they're making it out of the West, but I could see them doing it. I have to give them the props where props are due. That being said, it's going to be interesting going forward because, like it was said in this part, where am I looking at? Like you said, it wasn't a bad effort and they did compete, it speaks wonders, it speaks volumes of your team and your roster. Because regardless of how great or weak they are, how well did you manage to match up against a team that was farly superior to yours? Turnover ratio is a good stat to look at for our team, for our young team. Yeah, I would agree, Eric. However, Sexton must go THT and Dunn too. You want to get rid of Dunn? He hasn't really had his fair shake. With those 3, it's hopeless, not bad. Clarkson's shot is off now. Too bad Clarkson's shot is off now. Hopefully, it starts to go in soon. THG definitely has to go. I know finish you, you're not high on Con Sexton. I know I still have a little bit of faith in him. I'm gonna hang on to Chris Dunn because I feel like him and Keontae on the court and just in practice together looks really good. I think that it's important for a veteran presence like him to be in the picture. Um, but outside of that, it's just pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Kessler looked awesome tonight. Good to see. Yes, we needed that because I was about to have to make a video where I put up, the all the wanted posters and all the have you seen Walker because he hasn't looked like himself at the beginning of the season. I'm gonna be interested to see what the reason is behind it, though. I would say. Let's see. Wesley, first time here. Love your content. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't already subscribed and liked the video, subscribe and like the video, man. I try to stick to a daily upload schedule. I've been successful so far over the past 2 months. Last month, I want to say it was the 25th of September, where I actually missed the midnight deadline. So I uploaded 2 videos the next day. I've been pretty consistent with just one video. Sometimes I'll do like today is going to be a stream half today, and then I'm gonna actually I'm on the East Coast, so right now it's 11:38 PM. I'm gonna keep going probably until 12:15, 12:30ish, depending on how many people are in here and what all we have to talk about. If we exhaust all our topics and everything, then I'll probably, clock out early because I do need some rest. But outside of that, we can really just keep the ball rolling, man. This isn't one of those platforms where I'm just like really taught. I'm just super like, these are the numbers. This is what happened. This is how it should be. This is how the game needs to be played. If it's not different from this, it's wrong. I'm not one of those people. I'm a laid back guy. I understand the game of basketball from all different sorts of angles. I appreciate basketball. I'm a student of the game, first of all. So I'm not going to tell you that I feel some sort of way or that I logically see something being more conducive to success than something else, and not at the very least being willing to hear your argument out, because everybody has a thought process, and me being able to understand the way you think either allows me to be capable of rebuttaling what you're saying, or it lets me alter the way my brain thinks and how I view the topic in my head. But to each his own. Glad to have you here, Wesley. Shout out, man. Zachary, what you said? Yeah, first time in the stream. My G was re-listening to one the other night during work, though. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm gonna try and do this. I actually work third shift on Saturdays and Sundays, so I probably won't be able to do any weekend games. But if it's a Monday through Friday night game, I will undoubtedly, my goal specifically personally for me now, there might be some sort of random setback, but expect me anytime the Jazz have a game, home, away, doesn't matter. If it's Monday through Friday, expect me to be on definitely at the end of the game. Um, Depending on how many watch hours I got from this from chatting with the boys that were watching during the game, I might actually keep going on during the game and just chopping it up with you guys that way leading into the post game situation. But if not, that's perfectly fine. I can just do a post game one. It just comes down to what people actually want to see. Because I'm not going to sit here for like 2 hours and just drone on and on and on about stuff you could give less than a care about. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to make it interactive and just enjoyable for everybody involved. And you guys are involved because I concurrent right now. I'm looking at 9 or 10 people in here at a time. So, I mean, yeah, 10 people sitting in a 10 people. Imagine 10 people sitting in your living room. That's the way I look at it. If I can get 10 people to sit in the living room and chat with me, I'm okay. I'm doing okay. For now, of course, obviously I want to grow. I have to figure out how to get this ad revenue and stuff sorted out. Obviously, I have to get to 1,000 subscribers and whatnot. I have in all of my video descriptions the buy me a cup of coffee thing. I think I switched mine to be like buy me a basketball. Um, but like that way I can get donations and stuff like that. And I was thinking about for some of the videos either setting up a separate camera angle, or what I might end up doing is I might just end up using that money to take off on one of my weekend days, like each week, so that I can obviously like be live with you guys for the games. And if not, I could do something. I'm not Jimmy High Roller. I don't think I could ever be Jimmy High Roller. There's only one Jimmy High Roller. His name is Jimmy High Roller. But I want to be able to provide you guys with some sort of content that gets you thought provoked in this way, similar to the way that his does. And I think that it would be a little bit of an uphill battle. I'm not particularly a great script writer. Now, a lot of people do seem to think that I am, and I actually received a comment. I haven't responded to him yet because I haven't found out the best way to do so. But he said on an unrelated note that he appreciated, like, me doing the videos the way that I do and just chopping it up and everything, and the script that I use and everything. I am a bad script writer. I went to school for mass communications and broadcasting, and I can kind of write a script, like it's gonna be coherent, it's gonna make sense, but I can't formulate it the way that I want to. So in my head, I run a TV segment in my head, like not necessarily Stephen A. Smith type style, but like just guys, JJ Redick, for example. I have a great appreciation for JJ Redick and his basketball knowledge. Obviously, having played at the highest level affords him a little bit more knowledge than other people. But by and large, he's just a very reliable guy, and he's coherent in what he says, and everything he says makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, he's going to sit there for a second, pause, run it back, and then re-explain it. I just love that. So I try to go more into that area of the game. That being said, let me go ahead and speed run these comments for you guys real quick. I'm sorry about that. Uh, you said Tayton said, "I was impressed with our turnover ratio." Yeah, most definitely. There was a lot less today, and I really appreciated that because if you're turning the ball over, that means you're not even giving you the opportunity to set up yourself for positive plays or for the possibility of shooting a shot where the ball could potentially go in the rim. You're just giving it away to the other team, which mostly ends up leading to fast break scores or just transition buckets because your defense can't get set ahead of time. You said, uh, what Lee said, man. Yeah, like and subscribe, man. Pretty soon, this comment section is gonna be the end of credits for Law and Order. I like that, Lee. I like that. I like that. Only time will tell, man. Um, let me see. This season. Honestly, it's early in the season and the Jazz played this so close. If it was a month from now, it's a different story. Yeah. Thor actual name is Christian, but I don't care. Oh, Christian, what's up, man? I'm gonna try and remember that. I'm gonna do my best to remember that. Hold me accountable, please. Um, I always get too attached to our guys. I'll be in tears if a trade deadline comes and business decisions have to be made. It's like that sometimes, especially if somebody makes a memorable play or a memorable set of plays over a set number of games, then you really start feeling it in your chest, pulling on those heartstrings, man. Once Keontae's shot starts dropping, he's going to be good. Most definitely. Right now, he seems to be more of a spot up type player, and there's nothing wrong with that. We can still appreciate it for what it is, but it also gives him a steady foundation and a strong base to be relied upon in the games, 5, 10 down the road next year as he rounds out his game and just adds just the little tidbits here and there, whether it be from shot creation, passing sense, setting up his teammates for buckets, or just driving downhill, obviously getting a little bit more weight added to his frame and being able to fight through contact at the rim. 3 days ago, weren't you like 460? Bro, I look at my numbers on Social Blade, and 3 days ago, actually, I was sitting at 549 for a minute there. Now, the one video where I was like Damian Lillard, how the Damian Lillard trade increases the draft it increases the trade value of the Utah Jazz guards. That video gave me like 51 subscribers. So that was when I really hit a boom because that literally almost that same day somebody asked me how many more subscribers I had to go before I could get the partner benefits and like have people pay to donate and like that sort of thing and have like my own personal links or whatever the case may have been. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I still got like 40 to go." And then I just sat there and like got them all. And like now I'm pushing 600 now and I love it. I love it. I love it. As long as you enjoy making the content, there's people that enjoy it. They'll find it. Amen to that, Zachary. You already know, man. Olenek always quiet but super impactful. You always got to look at the box score and be like, and it's like, dang, bro. Yo, Tayin, you hit the nail on the head. Like his numbers never jump off the page, but if you watch the game, you see him make timely plays. He's always in the right place at the right time. He's not exactly the same liability that a lot of people claim he is on defense, and I love that for him because that makes him more reliable to us. And in that situation, you just have to love him for everything that he is and appreciate him for just coming out on a nightly basis and giving his best effort, even in situations where he finds himself against mismatches or when he's expected to be a bigger playmaker than the star of the team, Lowry Markkinen, or really any of the point guards that when they have their off nights. Now, tonight obviously was a much better night as far as passing and not turning the rock over while making passes, but there was still a couple of miscues here and there that need to be cleared up going forward. Now, let's see. Nuggets were coasting a lot tonight. I think the Jazz might be looking at a high draft pick this year. I hate to say it. James, talk to me. What makes you say that? What makes you say that? Mm, let's see. Also, it doesn't take much time to sub. If nobody doesn't like to take, then they just sub. Yeah, that's also true. 1K by December, baby. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Like I'm hoping around December 15th, because like being monetized around Christmas time, just so that I could like, especially if I for some reason, if by somehow, God's glory or whatever, I end up being monetized before December, that means my first creator check from AdSense will hit that week that Christmas is. And now that even if it does end up being like, just a couple $100, that would be chef's kiss. That would be amazing, honestly. Um, let's see, where am I? Get my brother to sub right now. Colton, right? Shout out Colton, man. I'll send this to my brother too. He's not a basketball fan, but he says I'm the only Jazz fan he knows. So God, he needs roots for us too, in a way. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Um, Lisa, my son says good night. By the way, tell him I said good night. Walker Kessler, good on offensive side of the ball, but he still looks bad on defense. THT gets routinely cooked in the pick and roll. Yo, THT sometimes he pisses me off because like he's almost trying to not be good. It's Now, I have to give THT his props tonight specifically because he righted the ship. And one of the biggest gripes that I had in the video that I even posted today on my channel, specifically about him, was the fact that he plays good in in isolations on defense. He doesn't get completely destroyed. He has the ability and the size to handle bigger guards and smaller forwards. The issue with him is you can't not be a great playmaker. You can't be a poor decision maker. You can't be bad in zone defense and not be able to score the basketball. You have to pick a disability. And his thing was he couldn't hit a lick. He couldn't hit a shot from anywhere. Now, obviously, this game that did change, and he was a lot more effective in the minutes that he played, despite the loss. But I definitely loved what I saw from him today, specifically a lot more than in the past. But yes, that pick and roll defense and just being in a zone is not one of those things that really caters to the strong suits of his play style, I'm guessing, or how he feels about his play style. Or you did say that Walker Kessler was good. Lemon Pepper Shouty. Is that your first comment? Appreciate you being in here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Walker Kessler good on offensive end of the ball, but he still looks bad on defense. I wouldn't necessarily say he looks bad, but he's not living up to the expectation that I had for him starting this season. Like in a video, I legitimately said in my predictions that he could average 3, even 4 blocks a game. I'm not seeing that from him right now. And I'm not saying I want to see him go out there and just swat everybody and, pick up 5 personal fouls, and now he's really unable to play as well as he would like to in most games. But I think that's also pretty reasonable. Just be like, hey, I like to get you 2. Give me 2 blocks. Stay vertical. Keep your hands up. When you get hit, don't retract your arms. Don't drop them low. Don't grab the body. Just hands up deep. Good old hands up defense. I would like to see out of him. Let's see here. Oh, what's up, T Simp? Yes, sir. Tyson Simpson. I think I got it right. I think I got it right. Tyson Simpson? I think I got it. I think I got you, bro. I think I got you. James said, I liked Will Hardy rotation tonight. He pulled THT off early and Kessler and brought them back together. THT and Kessler pick and roll is pretty good chemistry. Yeah, I could definitely see that, especially versus second units. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. We got to make a trade soon. Hopefully. I could see why they wouldn't want to, but I also would definitely stand behind them if they decided to make one. One super important question. What's your opinion of the purple court we have in the tournament? I love it, but there's a lot of mixed feelings. Okay, so I was on IG. Follow me if you don't, man. Um, at the Cole Wraith, I think it is. Yeah, at the Cole Wraith on IG. But I saw it come up, and I was like, after those nasty city jerseys, they came up with this. But despite some people feeling like Barney looks like he threw up on the basketball court, I kind of like it. It's kind of tough. Now, I don't necessarily love the logo of the physical representation of the trophy, the in-season trophy, but overall, I was pretty content with what I saw. It looked nice. I wouldn't say it was sexy, like it wasn't super clean, but it was definitely one of the better ones that I've seen. James said the Nuggets were bad without Jokic. That's not them coasting. That's them needing Jokic, which is fair. He's the best player in the NBA to beat a team that could potentially be a good team. Yeah, that's how I saw it more solely because the thing is, like, when Jokic has a LeBron effect where essentially he is the system. I'm not ready to say that he's the system entirely, but the ball, he is the hub. No matter where he is on the court, he's the guy that touches the ball every possession. He decides whether he's going to take that shot and somehow flick it to go in, or if he's going to kick it to somebody else. And his expectation is that they take that shot or reset it, run it back through, and whoever just getting a quality shot each and every time. Better showing for the Jazz, but will still a lot of things from the work on. 1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah, you're right. They definitely have a lot of stuff that they need to work on, but this was also just a great lily pad spot for them, if I do say so myself. Um, my bro's on Streamline. Hey, Tayton's brother. All right. Let's see, Eric. Oh man, I hope we take the in-season tournament seriously, winning or even competing, and that will be a winning culture for to the team. Yep. 3 subs in 30 seconds. Yes, sir. Shout out my boys. Good job, chat. Like, sub, is comment. Sexton, JC, THT, all got that I'm him mentality. Do I see it that way? Do I see it that way? I see it similarly. I feel like Colin Sexton, it's almost like he plays as though you're literally about to cut him. Like you told him, if you do not impress me, you're going home. That's the way he plays because he plays sometimes not scared, but like so rigid, like he's on something almost. Like he has to bring that energy each and every time, or else he's not going to be here for long. And that causes him to make a lot of certain mistakes, which I don't necessarily love, but I do understand why he is the way that he is and why he can be quite stubborn at times. Um, let's see. Mm-mm-mm-mm. When I said trio, Sexton, THT, and Dunn must go, it helps even if one or two of them go, but Jazz can't be good with all three are on the team. They can't overcome such a big disadvantage. I'm weak. My brother's phone is too old to have a live chat feature. Nah, that's crazy. I am deceased. What phone he got? Um, about to buy me a coffee thing. How big part of the though you and how big percentage they take a fee of the transaction? That is a great question. For the coffee one, I'm pretty sure the only reason I set it up was because another creator told me, or I was watching a video and they said that you get to keep 100% of the proceeds. So whatever it is, as long as it's less than 30%, I'm cool. Because on YouTube, I believe right now I'm at 2,000. I'll tell you guys actually what the literal number is because I have my trusty dusty analytics here right now. I'm at 2,580 watch time hours. I need 3,000 in order to unlock memberships, which allows me to create a fan club of members paying monthly for access to exclusive perks. So basically like Patreon, but for YouTube. Supers, engaging with fans, showing support through one-time interactive purchases like donations, and then shopping, sharing products, so merch. One day I'll get merch. I don't matter enough to make merch right now. I would love to, but I don't matter enough. One of these days though, one of these days. But once I clear these public watch hours, so I usually get like 50 watch hours a day unless I'm live streaming. Because last time we did really good, guys. We got like 70 hours ish, I think, because there was like 25 people in there each time. And with that in mind, I think that it's definitely possible for us to be for me to be really successful with it. I think in the next 5-ish days, I'll be able to make money off YouTube directly. But obviously, the real money comes when they put ads on your videos, and that doesn't. Well, I don't get to see that money until I clear 1,000 subs. Mm, let me see. Realize you can't send super chats or stickers to here. Yeah, yeah. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Give me like 3 more, maybe 4 more total live stream days, and you should be able to. I'll put in an application for it, and I should be good for it. Hopefully. Don't worry about a script. You're getting views and subs for your authenticity. Yeah, it's genuine honesty. I'm not gonna lie. There's Most of the time, for a 5-minute video, I probably recorded like 8 to 10 minutes of footage. Now, every now and then, I might hit almost a golden run where I know exactly what I wanna say. I have my stats pulled up on the computer, and, like, if you guys ever watch, like, on camera, if I'm looking, like, down to my left or down to my right, it's probably the computer screen's there, and I'm just trying to make sure I don't mess up somebody's numbers, and that's usually the most thing where I get, like, tongue twisted up. But outside of that, things generally go pretty smooth and they're easy. It makes the videos easier for me to edit because I don't add like a lot of extra stuff to it. But I do need to add film to it. I know that's going to definitely boost my content and like make younger people watch it too because I realize like a lot of the people that watch my videos are slightly older than me or just significantly older than me. Either way, I just love people watching my videos. So if we're all like-minded and we all agree on the same thing and we all like the jazz and that everybody's entertained, we going to keep rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yeah, honestly, once the Monty show got scripted, I got out of the membership. I'm weak. Okay, I've been using my script to check your metrics, which is behind your real-time stats, obviously, LOL. Yeah, no, I mean, Lee, you know how I operate. Yeah, you know me like the back of my hand. Jazz get to keep the 2024 draft pick owed. That's owed to OKC if it falls into the top 10. That's an important thing to that's an important thing to keep in mind. Just a little nugget at the back of the brain. Good catch. All right, I gotta finish this blunt. See my girlfriend later. Eric, I'll see you, boy. Shout out Eric, dog. Genuine guy. T Sim say yes, sir. I said your name right, Tyson? Yes, sir. You already know. Go Jazz. Jazzy Jeff. Is that your first comment in here, Jazzy? Jeff. No, 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 no. Because Jeff, you be commenting under my videos too. Me and you have conversed previously several times actually. Though I think this is your first time in the live. Let me know. I think it's your first time in live. I think it's the iPhone 4 or 5. 4 or 5? Bro, that's crazy. I remember when those dropped and the iPhone 5C was out and everybody wanted like the colors, like having a color that wasn't like silver or gold or like was it like space gray, I think. Like it was like it's like what? Like those were the days. Um Remind me where to go to do the coffee donation. I don't know about how it works. I have like Venmo and stuff. I mean, if you want to cash at me, you can cash let me stop. But in all seriousness, yeah, maybe I should do a cash app. Would that be easier? You think? The coffee thing, I have it in my personal, like if you go to my channel information tab, there's one for the support thing. And also in each of the videos that I actually post, I always slip it in there. So it might actually be in the description of this video. I don't know if you guys can see it right now because I have like the live thing pulled up on my laptop, so I can't tell. But there should be a link under each one for that specifically. Lee said it well. Authenticity is key. Keep it real, like you say there in USA. You say you like to say we can agree or disagree with people can appreciate honest opinions. Bingo. Oh, finish view. Wait, what are you in Finland, bro? I was wondering because I have like 5% of my views come from from Finland. And then I have like 3% from Canada, 3% from Australia, 4% from the Philippines, I think. Let me know, man. And what's your actual name? I feel like you told me and my brain slipped out of my head. Thunder can have our pick. We only have like 40 picks. We do have a ridiculous amount. I actually need to look it up because over like the next 4 seasons, it's insane the numbers that we can put up. How good are the Jazz going to be once the Magic Man Danny trades for Luca? Like, here's the thing. Luca is not a great defender. He's not at times even a good defender. But but he's a above average passer and obviously he has elite range. So pairing him with Lowry might actually hurt Lowry's game a little because Luca does like to ISO. But if Luca was willing to have more of the Steph Curry type of offensive back, now I'm not saying he needs to run across the court all the time, but if he's willing to move more and dribble less, that pairing would be very sexy. Low key, low key. But the likelihood that we're able to nab him away From the Mavericks is unlikely, I would like to say. I think so, at least. Mm, you said Mark Cuban has a man crush on Luka. He wouldn't trade him for all 14 of the picks. Look, yeah, that's definitely reasonable. But, let me see here. Let me see here. Yeah, man, I'm at 563 subs. I'm trying to get my videos back up to 1,000 because at one point mine were hitting like that front page for the Jazz, but then I think as the season went underway in the NBA and the Utah Jazz official channel and everybody started posting like individual videos about everybody, it just bumped my down because I have less subscribers, which I expected. I just got to keep grinding it out, you know what I'm saying? But that was also why I wanted to make sure I got as much out of it as I could when I was one of the only guys posting stuff, and we just could go from there. You said, "Yes, I'm from Finland. I keep my actual name hidden because there's a war in Ukraine. I have friends in both countries. Put me in a difficult Oh, say no more, man. Say no more. Uh, I'm gonna give you a nickname. I was gonna say Finn, but that's too easy. I'm gonna call you Vi. I'm gonna call you Vi from now on. Is that out of pocket? Is that wild? Finn is fine? Okay. Well, Finn in the chat. Yes, sir. Pleasure. I'm glad to have you, man. Not gonna lie, this is my favorite part of the night. Hey, man. That's real. Hey, Dayton. Yes, sir. Don't even care about the loss. It's my favorite time of the day. Game is fun. The live is what I'm here for. Um, I just it's nice to be able to just sit and chop it up with people that are like minded, and just not have to worry about like all the extra over the top things that the world has to offer. Honestly, can't make it up. Honestly, which is why like I've been live for 2 hours and 16 minutes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There was one point at, like, an hour and 30 minutes where I'm dozing. I'm dozing off, bro. I'm dozing. Oh, Zach, you didn't see it before? Okay, so the only I have to preface because I know we have some people that don't like Colin Sexton, some people really like him. I watched him play in I didn't watch him play live, but I used to watch his highlights in high school when I was in high school because he's a year older than me. He graduated the year before me, and I watched him play the 3v5 in college. And I was like, yo, he's so little, but the way that he gives heart, he's just a dog. Like, there's no reason the game should be this close. He shouldn't be outscoring them like this. Like, who does this? He's built different. Da da da. Young bull all the way. So, like, the thing that killed me was when he was sitting there in front of what's his name? He was when he got drafted and he was like, "LeBron, I know you got this stuff going on there and you're trying to get you another championship. I'm coming to join you and get us a championship in Cleveland again." And LeBron left. I was dying once I realized what happened. But with that being said, it was it was like $80, but the sale on NBA.com, because for some reason I just happened to check literally the day they were having it. It was for $38. So it was like 50% off. So ultimately, obviously, it was taxes and fees and shipping fees, but overall, it was just $50 for it. So I was definitely pleased. Definitely a worthwhile investment for me personally, at least. Um, and also because like that was an important part because I really liked the way he played on there. And that was if I could take the play style of that Colin Sexton and put him on this team coming off the bench as a six man, bulldog energy, efficiency through the roof. Oh, you can't buy a bucket? Send Colin out there. Bucket getter. Easy. Turnover prone? A little bit. Likely to pass? Probably not. Gonna get you a bucket? Abso-freaking-lutely. It was it. I just liked it, man. But yeah, I hope that made you happy. One of Cleveland's cool. Yes, one of the cleanest jerseys ever. If I could get a LeBron jersey like that, yeah, let me get that. Let me hold that, please. Um, Love your views, very realistic and good opinions. I try to. I try to be as like, because like so every now and then you'll have like a really polarizing opinion. But if you can frame it in a way to where people can understand where you're coming from and be like, well, I see what you're saying, but I think it's da da da, da," then you're okay with expressing it. But if you come out there and you be like, well, you know what? Stephen Curry isn't a good point guard because he has glass ankles. He can't guard anybody. They have to hide him on defense. And the only reason he matters is because his jumper goes in. It's like, bro, what? First of all, and then you get attacked. You know what I'm saying? But if you frame it in a more positive way or in like more of a suggestive way, people are like, okay, I'm walking with you. I don't necessarily agree with this part right here, but like this over here, this area over here, I see what you're trying to cook. I see what you're trying to cook. You know what I'm saying? But let's see. You said I miss it by the way, Donovan Mitchell bridge. Hey man, if I could get a bridge, be awesome. Um, when losing at any sport, you can still appreciate the team if they can compete. Absolutely. That is what everybody should do. Compete even when they're down and the game is basically lost. Keep competing. Absolutely, man. You already know. Think it's so clean. That's what I'm saying, dog. That's what I'm saying. Remember that Cavs six pick trying to sell LeBron, staying with the Cavs for him right after LeBron said he doesn't like playing with rookies. What a time it was. Man, look. Likely to pass? Probably not. Hey, it's a fact of life. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And Colin Sexton was not a passer. I'm not afraid to say it. Gotta call a spade a spade. That's the jersey Braun was wearing when they won the chip, yeah. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Hot take? Yeah. Cleveland, this is for you. My brain is telling me that jersey is on his body. Glass ankles. Steph Curry doesn't get his ankles broken, they get shattered. High key. Steph Curry destroyed the Rockets yesterday, though. Uh, has one big ankle injury and he has glass ankles. So you're telling me if I kiss my homie one time, I'm no longer straight? Nah, because like Curry the one crazy ankle injury, but it was always hampered afterwards to the point where like he has supports in his shoes even now. So that's where the glass ankles come from. Not from so much people expecting him to like get his ankles broken again at any point in time, but for the fact that they saw he has supports in his basketball shoes. But that is a good you raise a good question there. You raise a good question. Um, but yo, I'm not gonna lie. Dylan Brooks, shout out to him for securing the bag with the new team. He made the NBA playoffs interesting. Hot take. Now, my favorite series was the Warriors against the Kings because obviously Mike Brown came from the Warriors coaching tree, modified their offense, put it over there. De'Aaron Fox, love the guy, loved him at Kentucky, loved him in high school at I think Cypress Lakes, I think it was called. But you know, it was one of those things where it was just like something to really appreciate, really to look into. And you can't those sort of things can't be overstated. Like you have to appreciate them for what they are every now and then. I'm not afraid of LeBron. um, but like it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I high key just lost my train of thought. Love that video of them dancing in the tumbling year. Yeah, that's an iconic moment, bro. Okay, there we are. I regained it. Thank you, Tatum. Like he brought that energy where like he wants to compete with you. And like people genuinely didn't like this guy. Like fans genuinely hate this guy to this day with all the get ready to learn Chinese bucko, like all those memes, like they're hilarious. But at the same time, like people genuinely mean like, bro, you don't need to be in the NBA. And then he signed a contract with the Rockets and because they needed that extra wing depth and everything. And he's a solid defender. He gets a little too handsy, gets caught with his hands in the cookie jar too much. But the thing is, you know, Zach, I just read your message. It's throwing me off. Um, but the thing is, he has his purpose in the league, but it was just a funny moment last night when Curry catches him jumping and sliding and heel clicking in the air, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, three-pointer. Hold my face like I'm the kid, like I'm Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. That's crazy, right? Of course, Siri didn't get that. Why would she get that? It wasn't meant for her. It was meant for you guys. What you said, Zachary. Now I'm gonna read what you said. You said, "Try to stay on topic. What's the largest animal you could beat in a fight?" It depends on if I'm just trying to tackle it or, like, pin it down, or if it's trying to kill me. If an animal's trying to kill me, there's not very much I can do about a lot of animals. Like, I'm not beating a chimpanzee. Like a howler monkey or a lemur, for sure. An orangutan, no. No, no, no. Orangutan's taking my arms off and beating me with them, low key. A fox, I could take a fox. I couldn't take a wolf. I could take certain types of dogs, cats, that sort of thing. I have a abnormally high level of self-confidence, but I know my limits. Um, let's see. I forgot who he stomped on last year, but I think he stomped on either Olenek or Sexton or something. It made me mad. What else panda buy? A panda, a panda's a good one because a panda's not even that dangerous. Shark? Lee, I said a shark. I'm weak. Let's see. Could you take a panda? Yeah, I could take a panda because pandas are so bad at living that in the wild they're basically all but extinct at this point because they can't even protect themselves. They put themselves in compromising positions, don't realize they're in compromising positions. They're lazy. They eat bamboo, even though it has very little nutritious value for them specifically, which is actually crazy because it's like if they're going to spend so much time during the day eating it, like as if they're a koala, then certainly it has to give them some major benefit. But no, no, it's the energy that it takes for them to literally chew it, break it down, and use the energy. It's a one to one. It's a one to one. So there's no additional upside to it. I'm beating the absolute dog out of a lemur in a 12 rounder. Oh yeah, I'm taking a lemur. I'm taking a lemur, but an orangutan though. That's what I was saying. Like an orangutan or a chimpanzee, they got it. They got it, man. And then obviously like a silverback gorilla, he got it. But like a little howler monkey or a lemur or a koala. I'll take a koala too. A platypus got poisonous barbs, so I don't know about a platypus. Plus, it's a pretty weird animal. I don't know if I could handle that. Walker, there's Dink. I was looking for you, bro. I was in the beginning of the stream. I was chatting about you, but yes, yes, yes. Walker Kessler is finally back. It took him long enough. Defensively, I need to see a little bit more out of him. We were talking about a little bit, but it was okay. Mhm, mhm. A chimp would treat me how I treat a lemur. Bro, chimps are jacked. So freaking jacked. Like, it's not even funny. Like, genuine concern for my life. My life is in danger. If we play like this every game this season, we'd be 3-1. I'll split it 2-2. I don't know if we beat the Suns because the Suns were something was just different. But that Kings game, win. That Kings game, win. Win. Old Harrison Barnes holding John Collins. 20 piece to your dome, old man. Simple. You know what I'm saying? Right, back on topic. Any chance Hardy is our coach for decades plus, like a popper son? I could see it. I got to see him like 5 years out. 5 years out, that'll tell us everything we really need to know. This is year 2 for him right now. Once he reaches the 5-year mark, you decide whether you wanna sign him back for a full decade, like going into the next decade, basically, like maybe 6-year contract, whatever the case may be, and just building with him from there. And I could definitely see it because he's a young guy. He's a young guy. He understands the game. He's respected despite being a young guy, which is hard to do. Because a lot of players, if you're young enough and they feel like they're an acquaintance of yours, they feel like they don't have to follow the rules and they don't have to be held accountable to the same degree. It really just depends. But he does a great job of holding that boundary and like sticking side by side with all those guys and just holding everybody accountable in practice and everything. Um, Jazz usually win close games for sure, for sure, for sure. 3-3 upcoming. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. Incoming, excuse me. Hardy will be Hall of Fame level coach, no doubt. Most definitely. He's underrated coach and he knows how to get value out of players. He brought Lowry and Kessler to life. To be fair, Suns was a tail end of a back to back. That's another important thing to keep note of. I know a lot of people didn't really, but that was like the first back to back of the season. Um, beginning of the season, which is really hard. You played well, yeah, you said it in the next part, my fault. You played ball, so you know your legs aren't under your feet at this point for back to back. True. Without Adams, Kessler, and Collins, the paint would be too much. I think we should start one and sub the other so that we can have the other two on the court at the same times. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Having a solid amount of rim protection, a lot of switchability is very important, especially in today's league. Need Ryan to invite me to one of the tourney games like he did for McAfee. Sure would be cool. Dang, high key, bro. High key. I'll probably talk about this, but what are your thoughts on new court for the NCAA tournament? Yep, literally just did actually. You said Bulls and Jazz have the best courts. I would agree so. I know that some people it's a hot take because they feel like Barney threw up on the court, 50 Shades of Purple. But for me personally, I would have to say that I like the way that it turned out. I'm not sure how I feel about the trophy, like the in-season trophy being actually like on the ground for the thing, but I do like just the ambiance, the court, wood, the panels, all that. I do like that, which I know isn't super popular to say, but that's just I gotta stand. You gotta stand for something, or you fall for everything, as they say. If you do buy seats in section 107, that's where I'm at. I'm friends with the Crumble crew, so they give me a free cookie like one third of the times. That's real. That's real. Always good to have a plug in a place. I'll tell you. I'll be in front of the row with Ryan. Looks like you can make it in 2K. My team. It does. It definitely does. Um, Alrighty. And share with me. I'm saying, yeah, I know one of the higher ups at Crumble need him to get me tickets. Man, look, I need to reach the level of status and fame to where what's his name? Not Mike Kurzemba. He's this guy's done segments with ESPN. He's got to be like just a little bit older than me. He's got to be like 25, 26. Kenny, Kenny something. Kenny, I can't remember what his full YouTube thing is, but Kenny, I want to reach a point where I could be like him, to where like they invite me on because people respect my opinion so much that they have me on to have just genuine conversation with people online and like on sets and stuff and just debate people. Like I enjoy debating because I like being right. I always believe I'm right. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. One time I thought I was wrong, but I was wrong. I was right. That's low key kind of women logic. You get into a serious relationship, you definitely know what I'm talking about. But for me personally, I'm will thank you, Lee. You got it. Kenny for real. He has like a bunch of different he's like three or four different ones too. But I think the biggest thing is always like being authentic, people liking you, having a genuinely entertaining personality about the way that you go about your videos and your content, and just having a bunch of people that back you and stand behind you all the way. And just not saying things that are too out of pocket across your whole thing. Let me see. Notice the 100 sections are way louder than the lowest bowl section. Kenny Beecham. Yep. Think you got it. Yep. Ryan and Danny showed up to my work earlier this summer. Genuine guys. I'll bet. Kenny Frill, yes, sir. Grizzlies don't have Adams. Kessler and the others will get a lot of rebounds. That is one of my predictions for that game. Oh, yeah. And they don't have Adams. Oh, Jaren Jackson Jr., the way you played in the FIBA, the way you played in FIBA, Man, Walker should dog walk you. Pun intended, actually. I did that on accident, but pun intended. Yeah, I feel strongly about that, honestly. Um, but let's see, Zach, where you work at to have Ryan and Danny showing up? Yeah, look, Kennedy. Uh, every regular season game is within 10 points is as loud as a game seven in Utah is crazy. I would definitely believe that because it's the only really team there, right? So you got to get hype behind what little you do have, so that if more does come your way, you can afford to be more appreciative, more happy, and all that. Every mm, Kenny's podcast is one of the best ones I've listened to. I actually haven't caught much of it. I need to though. I need to though. Um, let me see. If he was you, it'd be better. I wish, you know, just being able to like be in those sorts of spaces because Kenny's really winning for real. He's winning for real. Got a wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? Kenny's winning at life, and I'm so happy for him. I aspire to reach that level of not even just fame and notoriety, but just freedom, the ability to do certain things and have all those opportunities. And that's the goal to eventually have them. You know what I'm saying? Um, That's because the hype up crew always holds up signs and they make noise and stuff in the upper decks. I believe it. Yeah, Jeremy Jackson Jr. and FIBA was trash, fouled out every time. Besides the RSL soccer team, Jazz only professional team. RSL so boring, yeah, RSL boring. Don't forget the bees. I think it's the bees. Ain't the bees of minor league though? I don't know. I don't know nothing about baseball. Man, I'll tell you, Tatum, you're not that much different than me, buddy. You're not that much different than me, brother. Um, yeah. Happy for Kenny too. I want to see you succeed at that level and beyond. You're a good guy, deserves the best in life. You go. I appreciate that, Lee. I appreciate that, man. Just my 2 cents. Yep. I appreciate the love. That's why we bros. Word. Exactly. You get it. You get it. That's all that matters. You understand the assignment. Man. But overall, that was a really good game. Kenny is the goat of everyday content. Jimmy High Roller is the goat of scripted basketball videos. Yo, the way I kid you not, because it hurt my soul. One time I did a video recently about what was it about? It was about Damian Lillard, and I guess just like how valuable he would be to another team. Something along those lines. Bro, I did not realize Jimmy dropped a video about the same thing the same week. I didn't find out till the next week. And I watched the video and it felt like a diss video because everything I said, he said, but better. And I was like, golly, he's on the at the peak of the mountain. And he said, you're trash. You suck. Get your weight up. Like I need to grind for some more badges or something because he put me in a blender and I haven't recovered to this day. But I'll go and get me. I'm gonna get somewhere. I'm gonna get somewhere. But he just does it way. He just does things so differently than most people, and he was the pioneer of it all. Honestly, um, I'm sure it show up here often, and often enough people come in and see why we're on here. Oh yeah, for sure. 6 points. You predicted Dame to the Bucks was insane. Yeah, it was. That's definitely always going to be like my highlight video, even though it didn't really blow up. I was really like hype about it because the thing was I recorded the video the night before and I had like corrupted audio. So I had to record a video about it again. And then I was hesitating to edit it and upload it, but I edited it and set it to go off at I think noon. So it fires off at noon. And then at 2 p.m., as I'm getting off of my weekday job, I look at my phone and I think it was like Legion Hoops reposted it on or posted about it on Twitter. I'm like, man, look, y'all in these meme pages, and I get out the car or whatever, and I check, and I realized, oh no, like Dame really got sent to Milwaukee, and I was like, the level of ecstatic I was, and I was like, the video is probably not going to blow up because I don't have subscribers that are Jazz, are what you call them, are Bucks fans. It is what it is. It's just a cool guy. And so I'm lying. I'm laughing, dying. But overall, it was pretty good, man. Let me see here. What am I reading? I don't think so. I think your takes are better and more to the point. I appreciate that, Lee. If you posted that video a day early instead of 30 minutes before the trade. Yeah, I'm saying. But who's to say, I could have posted it before and got still 50 views less than what I ended up having at the end of it. Then there's Tate Wright saying, would you have got more views because of once the trade was announced, everyone's watching the actual trade versus the prediction? Yeah, yeah. You raise a good point there, buddy. I can't argue with you. Honestly, it doesn't matter how early he was. Said it had happened. We all have the timestamp and receipts for that. So we know he was right. Yup. Just got to be appreciative for what we know, what we don't know, what we will continue to know and learn. Damian played in the Utah for college, so the fans were of his here though. I don't know what that means. Fridges. And then when you compare yourself to Kenny or whatever, whoever, compare yourself to Kenny or whoever, don't. You're different than anyone else. And good and bad, everyone is different. That is true. Yeah, I followed Damon Ogden. Lots of little fans in Utah. You mentioned you're an NC, right? Duke fan or NC fan? Ironically enough, I'm an NC State fan. Wild thing, I know. But when I have to pick between the two, it really depends on who the players are and how much of them I watched in high school. Because I actually also was an analyst for, I don't know if anybody happens to know them, but Phenom Hoop Report. It's like based on the East Coast, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia type thing. And they have like anybody that matters or any like grade A, team, CP3, Team Durant, all them, they'll come get some burn there. Any private schools that are really good, sometimes they'll even have a tournament and Montverde will show up. Or what's the other one? Blue and white, blue and white, blue and white. I can't remember what their thing is called, but they'll basically get like a lot of important teams and everybody out there, and then we'll report, write about the players, strengths, weaknesses, all that sort of stuff. Some people will compile lists of the top players of the camps and whatnot in the tournaments, all tournament teams and everything like that. And that was one of those things where like I really became acquainted with like the other side of the basketball scene as far as like recruiting and everything went, and just me not understanding it up to that point. Jazz fans followed Dame. He even wore his college jersey in the All-Star game last year. I watched the one video of like 8 feet high school kid that can dunk without jumping. Not are you talking about Cooper Flag? Committed to Duke. Cooper Flag? I think that might be who you're talking about. He's got a bag on him. He's got a bag, a duffel bag indeed. It's the most impressive thing. Overall, I would say this was I don't know his name. Wait, let me see. Graduated the same building he graduated. I don't know his name. He's not that mobile. I don't even know if he's made a college roster a couple years ago. Oh, that's interesting. It's not Cooper Flag then. I'm not sure. That raises an interesting question. That being said, yeah. But man, oh man. I feel like the stream is probably one of the more interesting things that I could do at this time of night. We're not as busy this time around as the other ones, but he did. Yep, Cooper Flag just committed to the Brotherhood. I kind of saw that one coming, but you know, nice to stick and keep with the formalities. Try to find him, but it works like he would snap if he took any contact. Hmm. Interesting. Um, 518. Yeah, it's been a pretty healthy, significant, steady, comfortable stream this time around. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I zoned out for a second there, guys. Um, bro, I need to do something with my hair. I need to do something that makes me not look like a hoodlum or like somebody's auntie at the cookout. Man, look. Probably gonna go to bed here, but I'll be here for the after the game stream versus Grizzlies and Magic. If you do one, yes, sir. Any game that's not on a Saturday, Sunday, best believe there will be a live up to go alongside it. That's my goal. I know it's a lofty one, and I know it might not go and stick for hold for everybody, but that's what I'm gonna sit on right now. So as always, I appreciate you, Taden. Always, you're the person that confirmed to me that like if I made this live during the game, you were gonna pop your head in and watch. And helps with my analytics, helps with my metrics, all that good stuff. I just definitely appreciate you always hanging in there, man. All you guys, Tyson, Lee, you know what I'm saying? Everybody. Oh, you got an essay still got to do? Yeah, man, knock that out, bro. Knock it out. What's it about, by the way? Dang, Grizzlies are 0-4. I was thinking they'd be better than that. Usually they play really well without Ja. I guess they're really hurting now. Maybe it's because they lost Dylan Brooks. I'm trolling. Kind of like he was about LeBron being old. I mean, he is factually old, but it's the way he said it. Love your content. It's serious the best. I appreciate you, man. Just my new desk set up. Just got my new desk set up. New mic stand, and webcam. So I'm ready for our collab. Yes, sir. That's what I want to hear, Lee. That's what I'm talking about, my boy. I love to hear that. I love that. Me too. After the game, I like to focus on watching the game first and then talk about it. I simply can't do two things at the same time. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Watching the game, like I have I operate off a late 2021 MacBook Pro or MacBook Air, MacBook Pro Air, whatever the case may be. So I actually had the game on one half of my screen. I had the split screen. Half the screen was my live, the other half was the game. And the game just was so fuzzy and it wasn't loading. So I was like, yo, let me just watch it on my phone. So I was watching it on my phone just so that I would be able to do all the extra stuff and have all the bells and whistles that came along with it typically. But it was definitely worth it. It was definitely worth it, I'll tell you. Let me see. Denali. It's for entomology class. Got to write up about a specific species of insect. Oh, that sounds actually really interesting. Well, it also depends on how long it has to be and how detailed from sources it has to be, I guess. But by and large, it doesn't sound too crazy. Hoping the Grizzlies would win today because now they might be super desperate to fight for a win against us. Yeah, true. Yo, Big W, I'm playing 2K and listening to. Mm-hmm. Man, look. You said, yo, Big W, I'm playing 2K and listening. No problem with that, Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Has me a bit worried. I'll message you when I finish setting up my 50-inch curve monitor. Excuse me, Big Money. Excuse me. That boy Lee got bread behind that. He said 50-inch curve monitor. So excited. I'm excited for you, bro. Peace out, bro. See y'all Wednesday, hopefully. I'll see you, man. Be safe, be safe, be safe. I'll see you on Wednesday. Make sure to tune in. I might go live around halftime of the game. I don't think I'll do the entire game. Like, I would have to have, like, a lot of viewers for me to go the entire game because right now it's just, more advantageous for me to just do it bit by bit. Finish view. Good night, folks. Have a long day ahead here. Gotta go. Yeah, man, you're in Finland, so your time what time is it there, actually? Because 'Cause you're ahead. So it's, like 5 it's midnight right now. It's gotta be at least, like, 4 AM for you. Sidebar, that's insane. Oh, it's 6:38 in the morning, right? 6:38 in the morning? That means dang, you're 6 hours ahead? Goodness. Yeah, man. I appreciate you being in here with us this long because you definitely didn't need to do all that. But for sure, for sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. Go ahead, get that morning coffee, you know what I'm saying? Take care of your body. Get ready to get to work, family. Let me see. Mm. You do go live during the road games. I'll always be there. I'll attend post game for some home games. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I'm not. I'm mortal. You know, life happens. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But I will attempt to do my best to make sure that this gets done for sure. My eyes. Let's see. Live. Your best is more than enough. Yeah, sure you do. Do you, you do you. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. You're doing amazing, man. Look, that's the best I can do at all times. Is it time for us to turn in for the night? I know it's 12:40 for me. So Lee, it's well, Lee, is it 10:40 for you actually? And Tayton, is it what is it for you? Is it 10:40 or 9:40? I know it might exactly. It's significantly later for me than it is for you guys, but trying to make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to make something happen. It'll be worth it eventually. 10:40 in Utah. Okay, cool. So yeah, yeah, so you got a little bit of time before you can lay down. Um, yep, 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 yep. But yeah, man. As always, I appreciate you guys. You make life a lot easier for me personally. Um, I mean, I didn't really sleep last night because what happened was I work at so I have my day job where I go at like 6:45. I gotta get up and like leave the house. And on my security route, we get like little alerts outside of our route restrictions, and it burned an extra hour and a half into what my schedule was. So instead of getting off at 4 a.m., going home, showering, taking an hour nap, and then going to work, I got home, changed my clothes, and had to go to my other job. So I was not happy about that. I was not a happy camper all day. My son wakes up at the crack of dawn. Gotta wake up at like 4. No, Lee, you are ahead of the curve, sir. Because one of these days, my kids are gonna reach that point, and that's love. Mhm. Yeah, but let me go ahead and knock myself out. How do you have the strength for that? Bro, I don't know, honestly. I think it stems back from being in high school and college, just always writing essays and stuff. Because I used to be the guy that wrote everybody's essay. Let me not say that. I didn't write everybody's essay, but when people needed help with their essays and they needed like a frame of reference or somebody to help walk them through like literally what they needed to do, they asked me for help. So I was up all hours of the night making sure everybody was good. Once you wrote your essay, you needed somebody to spell check it, do it for grammar, make sure it makes sense, make sure it answers the prompt, the topic, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I was your guy. That was what I did. So now it carries over. So I'm not pissed when I don't get to sleep. I want to sleep, best believe, but some days it's just not in the cards. And I'm okay with that. I've reached that point. I've reached that point. So I'm not mad. One thing that gets you is tonight. A lowly green glowing rock. That's all it takes. Gosh darn it, Superman. Who's the other people in here? People just liking the stream. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Anybody that decided to pop in here late, I mean, go subscribe, like the video. If you have any suggestions for future jazz content videos or just big name stories, anyways, just comment them under one of my other videos on the channel. I'll definitely check up on it. I read everybody's comments. Some of you guys, I just like the video. I like the comment. Other times I'll like it and respond or dislike and respond. It just really depends on how respectful you were in your response or what in what you said. And we go from there. But outside of that, just a vibe, man. And I guess it's time that, at 12:45 at night, I go ahead and hit her with my go-to. And as always, good morning, good evening, good night, no matter where you are on the globe watching. Thanks for tuning in this live stream. And it's been your host, Wraith Hoops, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Appreciate you, man. Talk to you soon. See you, Dink. See you, Lee. And whoever our third companion is in the chat, I know you're not sharing yourself right now.